really gangbang was the dope fiend babies. Mom and them was on crack.
We didn't get the education. We didn't get the knowledge of cripping. We didn't get that.
The rest of the gangs around Texas, they don't really know nothing. So they learn from us.
It wasn't just about who was going to go home lumped up this weekend. It was about who was going to make it home.
It was shit to do before the cripping and blood got here. It was shit to do, my nigga.
I got lucky. I got lucky and was sent to federal prison, opposed to being dead. Because see, in gang violence, fam, you're in a gang, there's only two ways out. And if you get lucky, you go to the penitentiary. If not, then you're gonna die. So, I got lucky.
Alright, who the fuck I got behind the camera, man?
Channel 5, Jdub, is that nigga who on their ass in the streets and rap game.
Historically, the Crips from the south side of Fort Worth and the Bloods from the east side of Fort Worth have always been at war. In February of 2020, a 17-year-old kid from the east side was murdered. His body was found stretched out on the south side exactly 2 weeks after I interviewed him on his 17th birthday. He was laying next to an AK-47 with black gloves on his hand and his shirt off, wrapped around his head covering the fatal bullet wound in between his eyes. While everyone was asking the question, what happened? Making comments like that comes with the life he chose and my fan favorite, Jdub was really sliding. Regardless of what he was known for or how he was dressed, I couldn't help but wonder, what is it about this city that would allow who was essentially a 16-year-old boy to be stretched out in front of someone's yard, wearing black gloves, his shirt wrapped around his head, and a red flag in his back right pocket? It is our hope that by facing the ugly truth about how gangs came to Texas, that we can save our youth and prevent future Jdubs. Welcome to MurdaWorth.
This box right here, this box to say, I just got chills on me, man. This box right here is the Say No More box. I call it the dead box. I call it the dead box, number one, because it's red. That's how I used to talk. It's so old. Let me show you how old this box is. Shit. That's how old. It should have been buried where it still got gunpowder on it. You understand? That's how old that box is. But this box right here, man, is where I lay all my partners after they gone. All my partners after they gone, man. I done lost the whole generation of niggas out here. And a lot of niggas can't say they done lost somebody. But if y'all keep looking, you might see somebody here you know. You understand me? Shout out to the homie Eminem, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother John Carter, man. Yeah, let's go. Put y'all some niggas down here, some real niggas that we done lost in this motherfucker, man. Let's go, let's talk. What's up, Mom? What's up? I hear you hate taking them out sometimes. I don't even like looking at them no more. They gone. It's the homie Mom. He's Echo Heights Mom, Big Feet. Let's go, Keisha. Let's go, y'all. Somebody wanna see y'all. Y'all ain't there. Drico, what's cracking, cuz? You know, talk to these niggas, man. Talk to my little nephew, man. Talk to these niggas, Baby Had. What's happening, Baby Had? Talk to him, man. Talk about October Red. Talk to these niggas. Let's make it rain. Nigga, I was talking about make it rain. This what it rain like in my city.
For the first time ever in their lifetime, we sat down two rival gang members, Insane, founder of the Texas Fortray Gangsta Crips, and Joe Blow, co-founder of the Regency Oaks Bloods. Two people who wanted to kill each other. It was so bad to where Insane called some of his people for backup, just in case it got like that. Mind you, these people are over the age of 50.
Robert Ryan, aka Insane, Southside Fortray Gangsta Crip. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Fortray Gangsta Crip. I don't represent no side, though. I'm a Fortray Gangsta Crip.
I'm Joe Blow, AKA I'm Blow, Fabricio's Blood, one of the co-founders of the Bloods in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm not no OG, I'm a YGB.
OG Twin Low, East Side Fort Worth, AKA Stop 6, but I'm on the blue side. You know what I mean? But I got respect for everybody. That's who I am, MurdaWorth, Texas.
When we look at Fort Worth, we look at Fort Worth as the gang capital of Texas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're correct.
And so, like, how did you bring Crippin' to Fort Worth?
Well, you know, my dad's side and all them is from California, you know, and my mom's side is from here. I was born here and, you know, eventually moved there and lived there for years. And, you know, my family is, I have families from all sides. I have one of the biggest families in the Jordan Down projects, which is
your people from the Jordan Down?
103rd and Great. That's my family from Great. But I have family from Fort Trey, you know, and so on and so on, you know. But however that went, you know, I chose that Fort Trey, you know what I mean? Right, you know, and Fort Trey chose me, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's how that go, you know, and however, you know, I came back to Texas.
You the founder of the Bloods in Fort Worth?
No, I'm one of the co-founders.
One of the co-founders?
My shit came up after Truman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We started when like 15, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just raw, man. You know how it chose side. We move wherever our mama move. Wherever my mama move, we move to. You know what I'm saying? The Bloods came out the crib. You know what I'm saying? We stuck together as a group. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about different shit back when we were growing up. Yeah, Truman, Reese Oaks, Norris, EWP, EBSP.
Beatty Street, you got Eastbury Street, you got Villa Supreme, you know what I'm saying? You got Nutty Block, Norris.
Yeah, Norris Street. And Norris Street, they say got some sets off in New Mexico.
I can't forget about my nigga Cat Daddy from the block when he went to New Mexico. I think New Mexico was New Mexico. I don't know, Arizona. One of them motherfuckers. He the one. He put it down for now. He got niggas out there representing Norris Street. OG Bo, little cousin. I love that nigga to death though.
And Norris Street is a original Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Set.
We got.
So y'all spread cross country.
Yeah.
How does that even happen?
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So
it can happen because, like, it can happen because I remember when I was young in the early 90s and being locked up like in TYC like in the early 90s, you know what I'm saying? It was like no bloods like from places like it's bloody right now. It was no bloods from them places, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, goddamn, you know what I'm saying, would die move through fucking with motherfuckers like me. You know what I'm saying, and a few other motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
If you end up joining the Crips in jail and you come home, is it still respected?
Depends on who put you on. Depends on who puts you on, what name you come up with. Yeah, I didn't put niggas down from Houston with Little John Crip gang. Yeah. That nigga says we want to get down with the John block. I know that don't even sound right, dude. But I didn't put niggas down on the John from the John block. That ain't just from Houston, Texas. Sherman, Beaumont,
and they've never been down Little John block.
Never.
Little John block.
Like I ain't never been down Hoover Street, nigga. Boys.
It was like no bloods like from places like it's bloody right now. It was no bloods from them places, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, goddamn, you know what I'm saying, would die move through fucking with motherfuckers like me. You know what I'm saying, and a few other motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But they realize G's or whatever, where they from or whatever they doing right now. But if they tell the truth, they'll know, you know what I'm saying? They like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't none back then.
So a lot of the origins of Bloods in Texas came from Stop 6.
Yeah.
Through the prison.
state schools.
Or state schools for youngsters.
Just like Crips too, but you know what I'm saying? That's state story, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Most niggas get initiated into the game in the juvenile system. And the niggas who got initiated out into the streets, when they went into the juvenile system, they put niggas down. So you got some niggas that come down off in the streets, come out the streets and come in. And they put niggas down. But the average kid, homie, if he didn't have no juvenile delinquency, he didn't go through juvie. All the real G niggas I know, nigga, we was all meeting up through juvenile.
Went through the system a few times, maybe 4 times. I went through the system as a kid, Gainesville State School. You know, a lot of gang banging started there.
Most gang banging niggas joined in juvie. We was kids, so who could get off the porch? Very few. Only nigga who could really gang bang was the dope fiend babies. Mom and them was on crack. The niggas who had good moms, they had to sneak and gang bang.
I couldn't bang on the first person told me don't bang on the street, Miss Bunny. I just walked down the street to rag my pocket, said, hey, put that rag in your pocket. We don't do that over here. I said, I used to tuck her up and put it up real quick. Understand? Because that's the respect I had to have on the block.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people wouldn't know that you had preachers for parents.
Oh yeah. Shit, I better. Somebody had to pray for me because I wasn't praying for myself.
Right.
So most niggas got exposed to it. Most suburban kids got exposed to it at their cousin's house. They really didn't get jumped in. Most niggas that's hardcore down off in the hood with it, nigga, they joined in juvie. When they got sent to a juvie prison. Most niggas ain't gonna tell you that, homie. Most niggas joined in juvie hall, even in California.
The kid is only following trend. It ain't him. PMG don't deserve to be in penitentiary because if that's the case, he would have had a juvenile record coming up as a bad child, as an unfit child, unfathered child, unmothered child. Not this, don't have this, don't got. We can understand he's a product of the system. Well, you can't say that. 20 years is a long time for a first-time felon.
That's the credence of gang banging, homie, is the juvenile delinquents. If you ain't got no juvie record, you ain't no real gang banger back then, homie. You got to have a juvie record.
Yeah.
Because that's the credence of the G niggas. Everybody got juvenile delinquent records. You go to juvie, and nigga, you become a career criminal, and then everybody meet back up in prison.
If you go anywhere in prison, you go or somewhere, you know what I'm saying, majority the speakers for the Bloods and the Crips gonna be from Fort Worth. Because we really gang bangers, you know what I'm saying? Right. We really got dead homies, you know what I'm saying?
We drive the wheel. We got the steering wheel because we are the teachers. They don't know nothing. The rest of the gangs around Texas, they don't really know nothing. So they learn from us.
And we had roll calls too for a lot of y'all who don't know. You know what that roll call was about? When you come to that door and you say you on the set, and a nigga don't know you, if you ain't on that roll call, you wasn't official because we had contact with each other. So a lot of dudes is lucky nowadays going to jail speaking of that. But you was with your car, and the big homies had the keys to the car.
You had to get put down regardless.
Right.
I don't care what type of rank or status I have.
Right.
You have to be put down. Don't matter, no ifs, ands, buts about it. You ain't just put on because of who your daddy is or who your mama is. No.
What about how they grew up though? Very much similar to some of y'all. Some of the stories that I hear is like they grew up in Stop 6. It's a blood area.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like in a sense, some of them feel like they ain't really have a choice. Like it was kind of, you know, you're gonna be what you're gonna be around.
You can't, if Truman, just say if Truman still was the same way it was back then, and you grew up on Truman, and right now you already been shot at, your mom and all of that been going through this shit that we was going through. You grew up in it. Right. So you are Truman. You ain't gotta get beat up and all that. You was born in the gang from you was 2 to 15. Now you 15. Your mom and them been living on Truman and all this. Yeah, of course you're Truman because it's already in your heart. You was born in it. Every day when they shot at your mama's house and they shot at the people that was on the block, you was getting it in you, right?
Right.
So by the time you was 15 or 16, you fucking Truman. A real Truman little nigga. If Truman ain't going on right now, how the fuck can you be it? Did I answer your question?
You had to really, really put it down. I'm talking the way these dudes here doing, cause they from your neighborhood. This my brother, this my little brother. They got a pass now. No, they didn't go like that, man. You gonna get in that motherfucking box just like the next motherfucker gonna get in the box.
Like now, you got people just
claiming
because they from
this certain neighborhood.
Right.
So they automatically say, I'm 5 Deuce, I'm 4 Trey, I'm blood this, I'm blood that, I'm Paru this, I'm Paru that.
Really,
and they really ain't nobody.
Muscle, but they hollering clicks.
And the way that they doing it now, they representing, but they not gangbangers. They ain't gangbanging like what we gangbang. Like you have nowadays, you have 3 or 4 bloods and a Crip nigga hanging with them. You know what I'm saying? They in they same clique.
Yeah.
Or you will have a dude like that other little rapper dude that was blood cuz, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was rules, man. The rules, and that's why I feel like with us, that's why I say I take, responsibility as far as like I use the example of driving a car, right, and just parking that bitch in the middle of the street, putting that bitch in park, leaving the keys in ignition, and just get out the car.
And they drove.
And they picked up that bitch and drove off.
I'm in prison, and this motherfucker say, yeah. My uncle Insane, whoa, that's my set name, huh? Insane, right? I'm Little Insane. So, hey, yeah, Insane, that's my uncle, whoa, I'm on the set, whoa, this nigga don't know he talking to me. I'm like, oh shit. Well, I got some little niggas, some fresh little niggas around here. I'm ready to test them anyway.
Right.
So I put the niggas on them, you know what I mean? Hey, nigga, you don't know me. You lying.
The nigga name was Rain.
Yeah.
They called him by his whole name back in the day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Stop lying. So a lot of people have, whether, they stand-up mans in prisons. You have a lot of people that left here, got on that chain bus, went to prison, that was a man when they got back. But a lot of motherfuckers that went down there was using motherfuckers' name, and they got away.
You might go to penitentiary, you gotta fade that on. You ain't gonna have that pistol. When you get to the penitentiary, what you gonna do? You a blood or a Crip or what? You can't start talking about no clique. They don't wanna hear that, blood. Where you from, bro? Truman Street. That what nigga Naris or certain sets, that what the nigga gonna say. Who you know? I know Manchiel, I know Lil Evil, I know T Lynn, I know Trent, I know. You gonna start using names, nigga. You better. Cause niggas don't know you, huh? Them niggas been up in that bitch 40 years. Oh, you such and such son, he good. You just made it. You just, niggas stab the fuck out of you. See, niggas be thinking everything about streets not about street, homie. Everything, a lot of things be politics and niggas be using who they know. And, bro, this shit is real, and I did it. Nigga, I was Truman Street guy, I thought hard in the bitch. But, they were really scared of my big homie. Cause they really scared of these niggas that gonna come behind me.
You know what I'm saying? Your word. Remember they say in the Bible, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh, right?
Right.
So we live off our word. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I'm saying that, hey, that's my son, they gonna say, oh man, your daddy a good dude. See, that's the fruit that I bear. I want you to treat my son the same way as I treat his son. His kids come over here, I'ma feed them just like I feed mine. It's about getting back to the village.
Right.
That's what you're here for. You talking to some real life gangbangers. It ain't that many damoos here with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm a young soldier, I stand on my own.
Right.
I invite them because I'm family. It's the first time meeting. Right. Me and Twin Low.
I don't know if this man. I don't know if this man was gonna kill me or not. Hey, I don't know if this man was gonna kill me or not. But I'm ready to die.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I know if this man was gonna kill me or not. He tell me to pull on back. He say pull on back. I said, man, what the man want me to pull on back for? But I'm gonna go on back like the man say. He say go on back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the man, I'm in the back of this man's house. All the man can do is came in now, I can't go no goddamn way.
How old are you?
I just turned 17 today.
So you really still a juvenile on some shit? Like you still a young nigga?
Yeah, I'm a juvenile.
Why do you think colors took over so rapidly? What was it about the colors that made young black men need to be a part of it?
Again, it's an accumulation of things, but I think that the influx or the influence of NWA across America, not just Texas, is just, we embrace the Los Angeles lifestyle more than anybody. And if you know anything about the Great Migration, the majority of the people that are in California came from Texas, Louisiana in the first place, right? So we all got family up that way.
From 1915 through 1970 marked a period in time known as the Great Migration, where African Americans moved from the Deep South to other parts of the country, including the North and the West Coast, to escape the horrors of lynching and Jim Crow. While they still faced extreme racism and discrimination, unlike the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and other civil rights organizations located in the South, the descendants of those who fled the South during the Great Migration were more free to express themselves, as well as more militant. Some of these people included Lorraine Hansberry, author of The Raisin in the Sun, Langston Hughes of the Harlem Renaissance, Elijah Muhammad of the Nation of Islam, Brother Malcolm X, and more. While they may have been more expressive, racism was still as real as ever. In 1966, Huey P. Newton formulated the Black Panther Party for self-defense along with Bobby Seale. Inspired by this movement, Raymond Washington formulated a political organization in 1968, arguably 1969. This organization in 1971 would later be known as the Crips. In Texas, the black underworld was run by a handful of families, not gangs of kids. Black businesses were still thriving and parents were able to allow their kids to go outside and play without worrying about if they were gonna come home safe. Until the coming of the colors.
When I go down today, it's like I don't see too many businesses. This is like one of the last ones standing.
The drug culture mixed with the gang culture and gentrification, that is a gumbo of disaster as far as us is concerned. You know,
Right.
We had a lot of businesses, black banks, black clubs, black doctor offices, like literally all black up and down, man. And after I say, man, the late 70s, 80s, they kind of started to fade away. Drugs kind of took over the community. Gangs entered the community as well at that time, so kind of formed a division with the people.
Before crack had really hit the scenes of Fort Worth, like how was the city and how did the city change once crack hit?
Well, put it like this, from what I can remember, is everything just seemed like, you know, we dancing, fighting, you're going out, you're doing your thing, you're having a good time at house parties and shit. Like you might get a shooting or two here and there. Then when crack hit, it was just, it seemed like it was, like the game kind of changed to where it was always somebody dying. It just got real as you could, it started to be about your life. You know what I mean? It wasn't just about who was going to go home lumped up this weekend. It was about who was going to make it home.
For the Crips in the blood, nigga, it was jolly times, nigga. It was motherfucking, the goddamn me movie, the movies on the motherfucking, on Lancaster, the dollar movies. Shit, we went to Berry Bowl, niggas went to Berry Bowl to go bowling with the John Carter's bowling lane. It was shit to do before the Crippin' and blood shit got here. It was shit to do, my nigga.
But when it came, it took over.
Like wildfire.
There's a lot of threats being made on your life.
Yeah.
And like, do you think, I don't want to say do you think it's serious, because that's some serious shit.
Them niggas sending threats, but they ain't sending shots, so shit. Till they start doing that, I ain't just fucked up.
Yeah.
The gangster mentality wasn't invented in California, it was invented in poverty. Tookie Williams, godfather of the Crips, was from Shreveport, Louisiana. King Bobby Lou, an original member of the Pirus Street Boys, was born in Texas. So before the influx of the colors, both red and blue, there was already gangster shit going on.
We always basically gangbang. It just colors came in and was different.
Right.
We had cliques. We always had a clique.
Right.
We used to do breaking houses, steal cars, shit like that.
Right. You grow up And around what time did the colors come?
That came, well, colors got here in the mid-80s, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is when the colors started, but it was already like gangster shit going on already over here, you know, all in through Fort Worth. You know what I'm saying? You had the South Side villains down here in the bottom. You know, you had the South Side like Vadios, and you had the Hardheads, you know what I'm saying? You had
South Side players?
Yeah, the Four Corner Hustlers, Benson Street players, you know what I'm saying? You had the, the Polo Boys, Pilot, K9 Posse on the east side. Yeah, you know what I mean? Everything, it was cracking. Yeah, all that. You know what I'm saying? Mitchell Boys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, all through here, you know, it was gangs, you know what I'm saying? But then the colors came out, you know what I'm saying, somewhere around the 80s and shit.
There was gangs here in Fort Worth before the Bloods and Crips, you know, the Polo Boys, All in the Family, Southside Boy, niggas from Como, SMF, things of the such.
GQ Boys.
GQ Boys. K9 Posse, different individuals.
For the Crips and Blood, it was the GQ Boys.
Without a name.
Hey, there you go. There was my son. It was the GQ Boys. It was All in the Family. It was K9 Posse. It was goddamn me, the Legion of Doom. It was Mitchell Boys, the Strickland Brothers. It was gangs all over this motherfucker, but niggas had to trust who they wanted. The Polo Boys, the Corner Boys. You know what I'm saying? It was gang.
Right.
It was gang. Niggas, it wasn't Crips and Bloods. Then when Crips and Bloods came, niggas had to make a choice because Corner Boys didn't have shit on a gang of Crips. It was more Crips than it was cliques. And I said back then, those was cliques. I gotta put that. Would you think that was cliques? I named them cliques.
Y'all was posses.
Yeah, that type of shit. Posses. You know, GQ boy. Yeah, that you know, the worst name you could get back then was Thug. Look, he a thug. Well, hell, I wanted to be that. You know? That sounded so tough. You dig what I'm saying? But that's before the Crips and the Bloods.
Like I say, before the colors came, we was already so dope.
Okay.
And we was already bad characters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't need the colors to do the shit we was doing. We was already not to be played with.
I became a rapper in the midst of all that shit.
Is that what sparked it?
Gangsta shit. Yeah, a nigga just went to the studio. And Elvin went to the studio, we was in the project.
Right.
Nigga was a nigga over there in the studio, went up there. Then a nigga dropped that shit and I went to jail like soon as I dropped.
What happened?
That shit, I caught some cases, 3 aggravations.
Yeah. They done with? Okay, well we gone.
The one factor that no one mentions when they mention the spreading of gangs is drugs. Gangs didn't come because people genuinely wanted to spread their hood from city to city, state to state. No. The colors left Cali and circulated across the US because people were making money through the drug trade, and as they would go, they would plant seeds. We're about to take a quick trip to the south side of Fort Worth to speak with one of Fort Worth's most prolific artists, Twisted Black, whose Cali plug was one of the first Crips in Fort Worth, and Triple OG C-Man, who'll explain how 17-year-old Lil Rank brought the 5 Deuce Hoover gangster Crips to Fort Worth, Texas from Shreveport, Louisiana. How is it that a Crip set that originally started in California can be brought from Shreveport? It's because they didn't come to spread their gang, they came to spread their game.
You talk about how Crippin' came to Fort Worth?
Yeah, well, you know, see this homie on my shirt right here? You know what I'm saying? He the one that, you know what I'm saying, birthed the 5 Deuce, you know what I'm saying? He came with the 5 Deuce over here, but, you know, he was Crips already coming to like LA, you know what I'm saying? He's from the front, you know what I'm saying? He got a brother named Pat, you know what I'm saying? A brother named Bruce, you know, he know what I'm talking about.
How did Crips get started over here in Eastwood?
Eastwood.
Yeah.
I started cripping in Eastwood, nigga, on 42 Burton Street. Wasn't no Crips over here. This street right here was a player street. This street right here color was number white. They wrote white on the job block. Eastwood right there. On the corner, see that corner right there? Miller and Berry. That's the equator of gang banging right there. That street right there divides up all the gangs right there. Miller and Berry. We bang right there on the corner. A Miller and Berry, man. We used to write our name on Chief Auto Parts wall. Right. 4200 P-Dog. I just put P-Dog, my first gang name right there, P-Dog. That stands for Percy Demerson, original gangster. You dig what I'm saying? I had to grow to be that. I didn't know if I was gonna live to be that, but I had to grow to be that. You understand me? But right there on the east, man, 4200 Bird Street. First Crip gang, Little John used to walk down our street. Goddamn me.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, cuz I met his sister first, you know what I'm saying? Yo. You know what I'm saying? She was a Lizette, so, you You know what I'm saying? She was telling me about her brother, you know what I'm saying, which is cuz right here, Lil Rank.
Got put out by Little Rank, Shakun, Duke, and Black. Yeah. Lil Rank. Lil Rank.
So one day, you know what I'm saying, me and the homie, you know what I'm saying, Pat, we was one day me and the homie Pat, you know what I'm saying, we was dipping, we was finna go to Bunk House, you know what I'm saying, get some chronic. And you know what I'm saying, cuz goddamn me pull up, you know what I'm saying, in the Cadillac, man, you know what I'm saying, with the lights off, all that, you know what I'm saying, you know, just fucking with us, you know what I'm saying, this before I was on though, you know what I'm saying, and pull up with the 5 dudes hanging out, you know, what the LA Kings had with the Lil Rank on the side. It's the first day I ran into him, you know what I'm saying, that's how we met.
And he's from LA. He's actually from.
He was born in Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? But he got ties, you know what I'm saying? You know, Big Will, OG Will from up there in the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he, you know, cuz from Louisiana, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Shreveport, Louisiana. My homie come back to the murder, Fort Worth, Texas. Presented us to the 5 Super Crip living. Damn what I'm saying? He was a little homie, but when he presented the cripping to us, we were teens, 14, 15 years old. We didn't have a big homie to come to our town, to our city, and lace our chucks up. So we didn't have that. We had a homie who was adopted as a Hoover baby gangster in Shreveport, Louisiana. You understand? And we was obsessed with the way Crip niggas living in these streets. And that's what we respected and we wanted to be a part of it. You understand? And it was a handful of us, you know, chucks were laced up, you understand? And we took it and we lived these codes. We lived these codes.
When we got put on, a bunch of us got put on with Crippin', a bunch of our big homies got locked right up.
As soon as?
Soon as, just like, you know, transpiring.
Right.
They got locked up. We didn't get the education. We didn't get the knowledge of Crippin'. We didn't get that. It's shit we had to take on our own. And us being from the streets, such as myself, a hustler such as myself, common sense. Feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Common sense to look out for my little homies. It was just common sense. It wasn't something
that's just what you did.
Right. It wasn't something that my OG told me.
Right.
Let's just be honest.
We have a history. We were put down. OG, big homie, OG, didn't adopt us as baby gangsters, you understand? We was, you know what I'm saying? Had this shit brought to us from one of our homies that was already representing this shit, you understand? So, you know, we didn't have no OG. We was third generation of this shit. Down in our city, you did what I'm saying? And no OG.
Well, how do you feel about that? You've never been down Hoover Street, but you claim 5 Deuce Hoover.
Because I didn't get my crippin' from Cali. It's a different message. I didn't get my crippin' from Cali. I got my crippin' from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Lil Rank.
Yeah. Shout out to R.I.P. to the Rank and shout out to them niggas on Cooper Road, man. A lot of these niggas run around here, they throw up they 5 Deuce like this. That's why I give it the grain. That's 5 Deuce. That's the 5 Deuce. You go to Houston, that's how you throw 5 Deuce. Down here, we throw it like this. When niggas see this throw it like this, they looking at that, they say that's the 5 and that's the 2. You understand it now, nigga? That's the C and that's the R. That stands for Cooper Road. Cooper and the R in the background. You see it. All day long, you got the C in the front and you got the big R in the back. That stands for Cooper Road. That's where we got our crippin' from, off Cooper Road. That's why it look like that. That's our 5 Deuce. You hear me? Yeah. Message. Yeah, there's something for y'all that didn't know what was going the fuck on. You dig what I'm saying?
And Cooper Road, that's in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yes, sir. That's Cooper Road, Shreveport, Louisiana, man. I got a nigga, shout out to my cousin Tay down there. Tay, shout out to my cousin Tay. He's still on the road down there. What people don't know, Tookie Williams was from Shreveport, Louisiana. Hello. Message.
So we don't have a connection with the West Side Crip gang, West Side 5 Crips. We don't have a connection with them because our homie was from Shreveport, Louisiana, you know, connected from another little homie. West 57th
What you mean? You think I'm finna
Big Bang. Grooving in peace, you dig what I'm saying?
Nigga, we Texas Crips, we renegades, nigga, wasn't no leadership down here. You know, nigga that came down here and running shit down, he got killed at an early age. Nigga, that lets niggas defend for themselves. You fend for yourself, nigga, We didn't have, man, my daddy was a deacon. Shit, shit like that. We didn't have niggas, we can go around and say, big homie. Piece of Clarence Carter. We know. We didn't have people we can run to and say, hey, we need some, nah. It was Renegade shit. It was every man for a motherfucking self.
Our uniform, we have a Crip uniform, you understand? Raw blue and gold. That show respect to the West Side vibe of Super Gangster Crip. You dig what I'm saying? South Side Fort Worth, Texas. You know, staying loyal to the raw, blue and gold, King Crip crown from head to toe. That's our uniform. That's the respect we show to the original vibe of Super Gangster Crip. You understand? Out of West Side, South Central Los Angeles. You dig what I'm saying? So when you see the blue and gold, you understand, around these parts, that's what that is. You dig what I'm saying? That's what that is. You understand? Yeah. Whatever colors, you know, they rock, they, you know, we rep, you know, the orange, you understand? Yeah, we rep that orange crust, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah, we show our respect, you dig what I'm saying? You know, it would be a pleasure to, you know, chop it up with some more motherfucking hogs, you understand? From that land, you understand? Yeah, we'd love to do that, you understand? But far as, you know, motherfucker teaching us how to live at this time right now, nah, we don't have too many losses, too many convictions. We can't take no convictions. Too late to show, you know, a nigga how they shoot and all type of different, you know what I'm saying, moves. Too late for that. It would be a pleasure to meet, you know what I'm saying, some original hogs, man, out that lane. You know? Straight like that.
You know, one of my plugs back then, he brought the Crippin' from California. Not only just that, Entertainment brought Crippin' and Bloods to town.
I ain't gonna lie, fool, from like just watching you being so young, bro, you done went through a lot of shit like already. On some like partners turning into hoes, having real life street beef, then like becoming a rapper. Would you even consider yourself a rapper at this point?
Yeah, but that shit, just I happen to be good at this shit. I'll be more into the other shit, really, like what you just said.
Yeah.
I became a rapper in the midst of all that shit.
No other organization in American history has had better marketing and promotion through mass media and entertainment than the Bloods and the Crips. Whether you look at NWA pushing the gospel of the colors and the stories of these Los Angeles gangsters through their rap lyrics, or movies like Colors and Menace to Society who put the gang culture on the big screen.
So when I was 14, I stole my mom's car, drove to California trying to get down with Eazy-E. I didn't meet Eazy-E in NWA. I ended up meeting the Crips rolling 60s in Grape Street. I saw Brotherhood up in California. I didn't see no banging, so I wanted to be a Crip. I came back to Fort Worth and started the first Texas Based Crip Set on Las Vegas Trail. Now there was other Crips that was down here. Folk Trey 60s, Grape Street, who Boot brought down here, but I started the first Texas Based Crip Set. Like, you know, if you're familiar with the homie Big Trent, he started the first Texas Based Blood set, Truman Street Bloods. And so at that time, when I think when it first started off, if that's what you're referring to, when it first started off at that time, MurdaWorth was something totally different because you had a different breed of individuals that was out in the streets.
Way of life, like a real life way of life. What I mean by is like, that was a religion to us.
Right.
Sound crazy, but it's real. That's the way we lived. Certain way we dress, certain way we walk, certain way we stand. You woke up with the homeboys, not waking up and then going to meet the homeboys. We had crib houses where it line be 10, 15 crib niggas live in there.
Why do you think colors took over so rapidly? What was it about the colors that made young black men need to be a part of it?
Again, it's an accumulation of things, but I think that the influx or the influence of NWA across America, not just Texas, is just, we embrace the Los Angeles lifestyle more than anybody. And if you know anything about the Great Migration, the majority of the people that are in California came from Texas, Louisiana in the first place, right? So we all got family up that way. I think that poverty, you know, the need for some type of formation of family, you know, because the brothers off inside the cliques or the tribes, I don't like calling them gangs, the brothers off inside the tribes you know, they were your father if your father wasn't there. They was, you know what I'm saying, they was the ones that was helping you, looking out for you, putting money in your hands, things of the such.
It's everything that you look for, homie. When you ain't never been hugged by a man, you ain't never been spanked by a man, you ain't never, that affirmation that you get from the big homies. The affirmation that you get from the big homies, nigga. I kill for the big homies, nigga. I go do a life sentence and hurt my mama, cause he really more like my daddy. I just called him OG. Here it is, my mama driving 4 hours away, my nigga, to come see me every other weekend. She sending me money, soap, nigga. If I say, Mama, I want these Jordans, she buying the Jordans and I'm locked up. Anything, all my life, homie, my mama been good to her. So how I'm gonna join this game and he like my daddy now. And I'm trying to go to prison, nigga, cause I wanna graduate.
I remember you guys talking about the Crip houses. So can you explain the idea of the Crip houses? Like, what made you guys get houses in the first place?
Cause you had some of the homies didn't have nowhere to go. Mamas and daddies, dope fiends, crackheads, shot dope. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Didn't have nowhere to go. So that's how we are, a unit. Unity. Right. Man, you ain't gotta go get no room. You got a room here. You know what I'm saying? It's a crib house.
I think it took place based on poverty, man. You know what I'm saying? It was appealing based on poverty, and then the glorification and glamorized from Hollywood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the movies and colors and things.
I saw colors on TV. When I used to go down to Ain't Beating Them House to the south side and go to Stop 6, I used to see that shit from a distance. But nigga, when I got in that juvenile system, and started seeing Lil Rank and Seth Said, nigga, and Daryl Dixon and Dwight Evans, started seeing them niggas, man. Shit, the niggas who started, Lil Robert and them, started seeing them, they was a little older. So nigga, I got to see it up close and personal. So when I went down there with all them child killers, and I saw that gang banging shit, nigga, it was everything I was looking for, a nigga coming from a single parent home with just mama and not seeing no man. I wanted to be accepted. Nigga, I've been prepared for this, Uncle Wayne them, nigga, and I dove in head first, nigga.
The game is addicting just like the drugs, bro. The lifestyle, you know, you come from an individual, you take a person who broke who ain't never had nothing, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks later he's being called like a god, dudes honking horns at him every time they see him. That creates a bit of narcissism off inside a person's mind, right?
Like I told you, doing what was in style. Gang banging, nigga. Gang banging was in style back then. Who didn't do it? If you didn't do it, nigga, you wasn't nobody.
Right.
What's up, neutron? God damn it. You was a neutron, and you caught it the worst. I mean, if you didn't gang bang, that means stay in church, be on the drill team, whatever the fuck you got going, stay in the ROTC or something.
You take a person from impoverished conditions and put him into a famous status, and that's what the game did. We got a sidetracked, bro, with what the purpose was.
When I was coming up, shit, this might sound coward to y'all, but being a frat was all I wanted to be. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. You say what you wanted to be when you grow up? I didn't want to be a policeman. I just wanted to be a Q-dog. You hear me? Yeah, I knew all the steps. I know how to step. I know how to work the cane before I even went to school. I was working the cane. All my partners on my street was Q-dog. Shout out to Prairie View A&M, man. Shout out to all my boys that went to PVS. Shout out to Billy Taylor, man. Right now he's the hierarchy of the industrial, the Goodyear tires now. He run Goodyear tires. You know, he was went to school to be an engineer, and he ended up being a manager for Goodyear tires. Now he's over the biggest industry in the tire business, and that's Goodyear tires. Shout out to Billy Taylor, man. Chicago, Illinois, man. That was my neighbor. Grew up on side of him. I wanted to follow his trend. His trend was to be, you know, a Romeo, Q-dog, and every time he went home and came home, he would give me the game. I like, why you got a brick in your hand? He said, cause I'm pledging. You pledging? I just carry a little rock in my hand. I'll pledge with you. You understand? Then he'll disappear, go back to college, come back. He caught a cane. He'll show me what you doing with the cane. I'm gonna show you how to step with this cane. I gotta get this down together. And we'd be in the front yard, stepping, flipping, cleaning with the cane. You know, just freaking with it. You know, stepping. And then he'll take me to the frat point first thing. That's what I wanted to grow up like. I didn't want to grow up with the rags in my pocket. Nigga, pow, shooting. God damn me. But when Billy Taylor went to college, college went out of style. And gang banging came in style. Damn. He come back, you know, I'm on another level and he's still on his level. Now I can't go to his level because my level was in style now. And it don't got nothing to do with the books no more. You know what I'm saying? They took the good part out. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. The moral of that story is, Whatever's in style, that's what they going with.
Nigga, I was 6 old, nigga. I wrote mama a letter, nigga. They called me C-Nut. Nigga, I'm blue back home, the little pimp nigga. And now I transformed to C-Nut. I told mama, fuck Jesus, fuck God. I got the Crip God, nigga. Man, I went Crip crazy. Now I got an identity, nigga. I ain't never had no identity. Plus I got one eye, so I got to act a goddamn fool.
You got one eye?
Yeah, I got a glass eye.
Oh shit, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, I got a glass eye, man. So listen, so listen, nigga. See, I'm real, homie, and I lost that playing with a slingshot. So I'm a little nigga with one eye. I got to get in there and fight, nigga. I got to fight with one eye, and I ain't know I really was at a disadvantage. But nigga, I'm gonna fight with the. I had to get grown to realize, goddamn, nigga hit you in that one eye, you out of there. But I never had that thought as a kid.
I was saying to myself the other day, my son ain't never known what it feel like not to have nothing to eat. You know, we can see the ones that's going through poverty, going through hard times and struggling, coming up, mama this, daddy that, they ain't there, nobody there for them, and shit, I just gotta get it how I live, nigga. Well, my kids didn't never have to experience that before. It was time for them to open their eyes and see what was going on. I had, Zoom, I had moved them niggas out the hood, way to North Crowley. Their mama still stay in the house right now today, 5-bedroom, 2-story house. Yeah, plushed out. I moved them out the hood. They live out there. That's where they grew up. They didn't grow up in the Eastwood, in the South Side, and all. They didn't grow up in shit like that. They didn't come up around that. But I said to myself, no kids don't want nothing that ain't in style. Kids, kids, if it ain't in style, they don't want that. They don't want what's not in style these days, not being gangster, not sliding, stepping, it's not in style these days. It's in style. And if you either in style or you out of style, one thing about kids, they want to be in style. I never did want to go to school with something that didn't match. And them niggas talking, this is a polo shit. I seen a polo, oh, that's the polo shit? I didn't know that's the style. Well, I don't know the style. So now I got to do what I can to get in style. You dig what I'm saying? And being these type of youngsters nowadays, that's what's in style. And all of them just walking to the same edge of the cliff and jumping. All of them. Everybody gonna walk through that shit. I was, oh hell no. Somebody gotta say no. I'm not. Y'all call me scary, call me coward. I'm not jumping with y'all. You know, somebody, but you rarely see that's happening now.
So I noticed you called them tribes.
Right.
Why tribes?
Because we're tribal people by nature. Crips, Bloods, GDs, and Vice Lords ain't no different than Mandingos, Ashantes, Fulanes, and Mandinka tribes. If you go down toward the Mandinkas, they live by zebras, so they gonna have some zebra off inside they wear. If you go down and try the Mandingos, they live by elephants, they got elephant tusks. It ain't no different than a person having a red rag or a blue rag or somebody saying cuz or folk or people of blood. It's tribal language. Once we start understanding that it's okay, it's cool to be tribal, but let's not be the tribes that destroy the neighborhood, let's be the tribes that build the hoods up. So I'm hoping that these youngsters, this next generation understand, don't make the mistakes we made.
So shit, you from Stop 6, huh?
Yeah, I'm Stop 6.
Okay.
I'm from Berry, but I got in Stop 6, I got put down 30 days.
Yeah. How that shit go, bro? Like, I know Fort Worth is like a heavy gang culture on some shit. I would say if I ain't just seeing it in other places, that y'all are probably the most prominent to where niggas that are from certain areas is certain things, bro. Like, how does that, you know what I'm saying? How does that work type shit?
I can really just tell you about the Bloods, cause that's what I am.
Yeah.
We gangsters, we the most. When it comes to that, we the Bloods.
Yeah.
That shit gangster, same old shit though.
Okay.
The truth is, while Stop 6 is one of the most notorious hoods in America,
I hung on the South, cause there wasn't no Crips over in this motherfucker. You couldn't come over here like this.
Fort Worth is still a Crip city. North side, south side, east side, west side. You'll find a Crip.
This is a fact right here.
Oh, the burner.
This is how Carlos found out it was even Bloods in Fort Worth. Police. Facts.
So y'all didn't even know Bloods?
Didn't even know Bloods existed in Fort Worth.
Man, there wasn't no Bloods
Police
around
told
here.
us this.
So where are all of the Bloods? How did they get here? And most importantly, how did they survive when the entire city is your enemy? Even people in your own hood. Let's take a trip to the origins of the first Texas-based blood set, Truman Street.
Around what time did you decide you were gonna join the gang?
Man, like about something like end of '90, in the middle of '90. You know what I'm saying? But before you actually, to me, in my perspective of my life, I was already doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had jumped in niggas from the gang before I ever got jumped actually into my gang. Right. Because we actually started our gang. You know what I'm saying? Because we basically didn't want to be from California. Set, you know what I'm saying? Because like people back then that was talking about it, that was like, you know how DJ Quick trying to be raw and never even seen the shot, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So we like, nah, you know, we gonna be something that's authentic, that's ours, you know what I'm saying? So in the middle of that, we were saying we were such and such, but we actually hadn't got initiated to a gang and all that. So a nigga out of Cali gave us the gang and we run with it.
Where did y'all get this from? Like, this wasn't in Fort Worth already, you know what I'm saying? So, what brought Truman to Truman?
Us. You know what I'm saying? We had big homies that was from out west, you know what I'm saying? They was, you know what I'm saying, they was with what they was with, you know what I'm saying? But it's just something about us. We always want to stand on ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't want to bang a street you ain't never been on.
And they can never say that again. So you see, I just walked you from the chapter right here.
Right.
And told you everything about it, what happened on it when I was here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I can stand on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like, that's one thing different about Fort Worth. All the dog move sets in Fort Worth is from Fort Worth.
How were you able to come up with your own, you know what I'm saying?
Well, like I told you, the founding father, OG Gangsta Pat, who got smoked. You know what I'm talking about? OG Bolton and OG Papa Kurt. You know what I mean? Them the three founders of the motherfucker. But I knew them before the gang bang. I was the youngster coming on the block. Everybody riding scooters and everything and this and that. Them niggas, when the blood, whatever started, them niggas fucking around with Truman Street.
You know what I'm saying? To clarify that, so any branch that came out of anybody that's banging something from Fort Worth that got anything to do with Bloods or Power Rules or whatever they want to call themselves, they branched off that tree. Because we was the first ones that, you know, started banging blood against Fort Worth, basically. You know, even the projects had Crips.
Because I was one of the first gang members in Stop 6. My brother was Free DeAndre Moore, Lil Twin Low. You know what I mean? Straight up. We was some of the first gang members in Stop 6. Facts.
You had the south side, you had the west side, you had the north side, and you had, basically, if you came off this street right here, there was no other Bloods. I'm talking about then. If you left from right here, there was no other Bloods.
It was all Crips.
The whole city.
Just imagine in 90, 91, you know what I'm saying, Truman Street. Remember we the first gang, right?
Right.
So in Fort Worth, Texas, the south side is what?
Crips.
The north side is what?
Crips.
The west side is what?
Crips.
Half of the east side is what?
Crips.
I lived through that. I'm 43 years old.
And for the record, Stop 6 Truman Street, that is the east side.
Original, yeah. Right. We stopped east side Fort Worth, the east side. That's why I'm an east side Pablo.
And me being a Crip on the east, it was mixed on the east. No, the south side, every other side was Crips in the east, but the Bloods was headquarters was on the east. And that's where I'm from. So every time I come outside, it was on site.
Hey, we used to be like, man, Blood, a nigga can kill our whole set with a Glock 17. He can hit every one of us one time, and some people get shot twice. This is a Glock 17. Right. It can kill our whole set, and some people can get shot twice. That's how many of us it was.
Imagine me. It's probably was at least 250 Crips to each one Blood. So everywhere I go, I already know this what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it be strange to me. And we still here right now. And we the, you know what I'm saying? We still here right now. And we the shit. Everybody screaming our shit. But I'm saying if we would have folded and have been hoe ass niggas, the motherfuckers y'all know now, y'all would have never knew because it wouldn't have been no die move. But we stayed firm, stayed on that shit, rocked that shit how it supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? Family. You know what I'm saying? Real I die move shit, right? Banging in the right direction. The little homies now, they might look up to other dudes from other places and everything, you know what I'm saying? But if you just look at it, you ask anybody from anywhere in Texas, did your big homies take on the whole city and still stand? Think about it. Truman did.
I'ma come to Las Vegas, let 100 out. It ain't gonna be the hood fight shit when them apes start jumping out. When they got caught in the club and they stumped them out. Screaming free KD, why you ain't blowing them out? Insane ape, we'll knock your crew. You the same pussy nigga, I drive by blue. You not about that life and you not gon' shoot. You don't want war, you ain't got no truth.